5 snaps. Flacco, another throw, looks, touchdown! Maybe he didn't know who to his play, but he knows where to go to catch the passes.
So I'm telling you right now, Kevin Stefanski is in Cleveland scratching his damn head because y'all want to know what? His mad scientist experiment did not work. Joe Flacco went up there and stunk up the place.
Joe Flacco went full chaos mode. 2 reckless interceptions, like he was auditioning for the Osing defense instead of leading Cleveland's offense. On the sideline, Kevin Stefanski looked ready to rip up his playbook or walk straight out of the stadium. This isn't just sloppy football anymore. This is a tragic comedy, and the Browns are stuck center stage. Buckle up, because Stefanski's sideline meltdown was the kind of spectacle fans couldn't look away from. Remember when Kevin Stefanski showed up in Cleveland with that mad scientist vibe? The bargain bin superhero villain who promised to cook up the winning formula? Well, his grand experiment just blew up in spectacular fashion. Picture him in a lab coat shouting, "Gentlemen, I've cracked it."
Joe Flacco has broken his silence about his horrendous start. I don't care that he threw for 291 yards. Y'all can't erase those 2 damn interceptions. I don't care that the wide receiver couldn't catch the ball. I don't care nothing about none of that, bruh. He threw 2 picks. That's on his stat sheet for the day. And all of you haters could go on somewhere. Because I'm telling you right now, this experiment is going to be bad and it looked real spooky.
40-year-old Joe Flacco is our savior. Yeah, spoiler alert. That plan flopped harder than a middle school science fair volcano. When the smoke cleared, Cleveland was left with nothing but 2 ugly interceptions and a coach scratching his head like the real mystery wasn't the playbook, it was dandruff. Joe Flacco was supposed to be the steady veteran, the playoff-tested warrior, the man who once lit up January and rode a miracle run to a Ravens Super Bowl. Instead, Cleveland rolled out bargain rack Flacco, microwave Flacco, the kind you pull from the freezer and regret immediately, soggy in the middle, burnt on the edges, the best before 2018 edition. Instead of clutch throws, Cleveland got turnovers, stalled drives, and momentum flushed down the drain. And just to make things worse, Shedeur Sanders? He sat on the sideline in a hoodie, not injured, not suspended, just benched. Stefanski must have rolled out of bed and thought, "You know what'll shake things up? Let's not even dress the young quarterback with actual upside genius move, coach." Instead, Cleveland doubled down on a 40-year-old floating passes like helium balloons at a kid's birthday party. The crowd wasn't buying it. Afterward, Stefanski did his usual press conference spin. "We'll clean it up." Frustrating loss. Missed opportunities. It sounded less like a coach owning up and more like a used car salesman pitching a lemon. "Sure, it doesn't start now, but change the oil and maybe it'll surprise you." Sorry, coach, Cleveland's not buying. The Browns don't need metaphors. They need wins. And then there was special teams. Missed field goals. Missed extra points.
Well, you finally win in September. You win at the start of the year, right? Zach Taylor coming into this as a head coach, 1-11 in his first 2 games of a season. And so, yeah, it was ugly. And maybe if the Cleveland Browns had a kicker who could make an extra point or a 36-yard field goal, right? That's a swing of 4 points that they could have had. In fact, right before, the Browns shouldn't have even had a chance right there. There shouldn't have even been the
points evaporating into thin air. Stefanski defended his kicker like a proud parent at a spelling bee, but the scoreboard doesn't hand out participation trophies. Those 3 points left on the table? Catastrophic. Meanwhile, Cleveland's defense was lights out. They gave up just 7 yards in the entire second half. 7. That wasn't defense. That was bullying. They were the nightclub bouncers, shutting down every drive, tossing opponents out at the velvet rope. It was a masterclass. And what did they get for it? A front row seat to Joe Flacco's turnover carnival. Imagine pouring your heart into sacks, big stops, and domination, only for your quarterback to gift wrap the ball for the other team. That's not team football. That's betrayal. At the center of it all, Myles Garrett. Double-teamed, triple-teamed, maybe even blocked by the concession stand staff, and still causing chaos. He brought the 5-course meal, and the offense showed up with stale chips. Garrett deserves better. The entire defense deserves better. But instead of answers, Stefanski's solution was the same tired line. "We'll watch the tape." At this point, I'm convinced the tape is just Ravens highlights from 2012. Stefanski sitting alone in a dark room whispering, "See, he's still elite." Meanwhile, reality is slapping Cleveland across the face harder than those two picks. So how long does Cleveland tolerate this circus? How many more frustrating losses before fans snap completely? Because teams that cling to washed-up veterans instead of developing young talent always end up in the same place: irrelevant. And in the AFC North, there's no sympathy. 1-point losses don't earn pity. They get you stomped by the Bengals, Ravens, and Steelers until your season is nothing but a blooper reel. But hey, Stefanski says he's proud of the effort. Imagine screwing up your job, costing your company money, and telling your boss, "Yeah, but at least I tried." In the real world, you're escorted out before lunch, but in Cleveland, that's leadership. Proud of the effort, disappointed in the results. Translation: I have no answers, but please don't fire me yet. And don't forget the missed kicks, more crucial points left behind like optional side quests in a video game. Except this wasn't a side quest, this was the main storyline. And Cleveland once again showed its uncanny talent for snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Defense dominates? Doesn't matter. Rookies shine? Doesn't matter. Veterans implode? Well, guess we'll try again next week. It's a cycle of misery wrapped in excuses. And the worst part? The Browns keep expecting fans to buy it, as if every season isn't déjà vu all over again. The truth is simple: Cleveland had a chance to prove they were different. Instead, they proved they're exactly who we thought they were. A team stuck in its own loop, a franchise built on heartbreak, and with Stefanski clinging to his microwave quarterback, the Browns are writing yet another sad chapter in the factory of sadness. And the scariest part? It feels like this is only just beginning.